After a 6-game road trip, the Monsters are back on home ice at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. It's Belleville and Cleveland, round 3 of 4 this year, tonight from downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome inside a little different area inside the Fieldhouse. We're inside the Budweiser Brew House with my broadcast partner, Jock Callender. I'm Tony Brown. Monsters and Belleville Senators, Jock, and for us, a new venue for tonight's game.
Yeah, this is awesome. Awesome new venue inside Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Great vantage point for watching a hockey game.
It certainly is. We're going to find out about that here in just a minute. But first, let's take a look at what happened to the Monsters in their last game on Wednesday in Toronto. Fell behind 2-0 early in the first period, and then Trey Fix-Wolanski, bang, draws the Monsters within a goal there late in the opening frame. So a one-goal game heading into the second period, but another Toronto goal made it 3-1 until Fix-Wolanski again finds Ryan McInnes for a deflection in the slot, making it a one-goal affair. And late in the second period, from the point, it was Adam Clendenning releasing there a tying goal that ultimately, after a scoreless third, forced overtime. Sadly, the Monsters fell in OT to the Marlies in just the opening seconds of the extra session, so it's a 4-3 overtime loss, but a valuable point earned on the road for the Monsters there against a quality opponent in the Toronto Marlies. Let's take a look at our keys to today's game now. Jock, key one for you. Well, it's goaltending for Belleville and for the Monsters. Belleville's goaltending isn't great. Their offense, though, sure is.
Yeah, and Brad Thiessen's going to have to be really sharp here tonight, as well as the whole team, because they've got some electric skill out there in Belleville. To defend, the whole team has to defend also. You can't give them turnovers and things like that. They'll be quick on you, and you got to compete. The depleted lineup, everyone's got to show up here tonight.
No doubt about it. Up next, it's the opening faceoff and thoughts from Monsters head coach Mike Eaves. WWE night at the Fieldhouse from the Budweiser Brew House. The game starts next on the Monsters Hockey Network. Up ahead, it's Paul Bittner. Offhand right wing carry. Plays one deep into the Rockford end. Turcoff almost crashed into Delia, the goaltender for the Ice Hawks, and then fired one back to Bittner. He scores! Paul Bittner drops the hammer. One-timer goes bar down, and it's 4-1 Cleveland.
What a great shot by Paul Bittner. He wasted no time on the stick, off the stick, one-timer.
9:02 left in the first period. No score between the Monsters and Belleville Senators. Calvin Turcoff recently ticked off his resume, his first NHL appearance for the Blue Jackets. He told us about it this morning.
First thought was, I can't believe I'm actually there.
Out to the left point. Walking in, Dominic Machine centers. What a save by Kiv Lennox. Huntington with a one-time blast from in close, and it's a glove stop for Matisse. Great lateral movement from right to left, and he denies the Syracuse shooter to keep it scoreless midway through the period.
Let's send it back to Tony and Jock in the Budweiser Brew House.
Jock, how great is that? Cleveland's own, The Miz, welcoming us back, not only to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, but the Budweiser Brew House. It is awesome up here. As you can see, an unbelievable atmosphere here inside the home ice of the Monsters. And on WWE night, the fans are feeling it with those fanny packs, championship belt fanny packs, the first 10,000 fans.
Yeah, we had people in the office here today wearing them around, and they're pretty cool. I was telling them I had a neon green fanny pack in the early 90s. And I did a lot of rollerblading. It was part of my conditioning, and had my neon green fanny pack going.
If only we had photographic evidence of that. Stenlund at the line, feeds it to the left point man on his offhand. Receiving that pass on his backhand was Clendenning. Then to Mateau, then Clendenning lets a pass go through the center point off to the far boards, where Stenlund tosses it back in Clendenning's direction. Near side, Mateau, one-timer, he scores! Power play rip for Stefan Mateau, and the Monsters are in front for the first time. It's 2-1. Pass ahead, Kevin Lynch, right circle, Wade slides one into the middle, and a great stop for Merzlikins. His right leg saved the bacon of the Monsters there as a broken play ended up filtering its way on net, and Merzlikins said no. That's alt991cleveland.com, keyword Labatt, courtesy of Labatt Blue, the Cleveland Monsters, and this station. Well, folks, it's WWE night here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and live in the Budweiser Brewhouse. It is a great honor to be joined now by WWE legend Jerry the King Lawler. King, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, it's been my pleasure. It's been great to be back here in the Rocket Mortgage Center here. I've been here a million times with Monday Night Raw, but the renovations and everything that they've done, this is the first time I've seen it. Unbelievable. This is awesome.
It's
really
great, and it's great to be up here in the Brewhouse.
Yes.
This is not typically where we broadcast the games from, but a great atmosphere. The fans are into it here. We know what a deep connection WWE has with its fan base worldwide. In your opinion, as someone who's been around the sport for so many years, what makes that great connection?
Well, you know what? We keep the fans in mind. I mean, that's the most important thing, giving the fans what they want. And of course, I don't know, just somehow, right at this particular point in time, we're blessed with so many talented superstars that are, have so much charisma, so much athletic ability out there. And, of course, we're on TV all over the place. Friday night, SmackDown now is on Fox. Of course, Monday Night Raw, USA Network. And, of course, SmackDown is going to be here April 17th. So, I mean, we're all over the place. We're, and like I said, so many great athletes right now. Just, it's unbelievable.
Well, let's talk about the athletes. Certainly great athletes in the sport of wrestling in WWE. Great athletes on the ice tonight. What do you think? Could a hockey player step into the ring and get any kind of a job done?
Oh, well, absolutely. I saw a few fisticuffs out there tonight. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just waiting for somebody to pick somebody up and body slam them. Just, we see enough of the fist. Maybe a pile driver or a body slam. That's what I would do.
Hey, we got one period left in this game. We'll wait and we'll see. Now, I understand, King, that you have a deep connection to the city of Cleveland. It's great to have you back in a place that means something to you, I understand.
Well, absolutely. When I was a kid, I grew up, I spent 8 years of my childhood in and around Cleveland, but out in Amherst, Ohio. A lot of people know I'm an Amherst guy. And so growing up out there, I became a huge Cleveland sports fan. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. Then when my family moved back to Memphis, we didn't have any professional sports teams, so I'd become an Indians fan and I'd become a Browns fan, and I just stayed that way the rest of my life. I'm Cleveland all the way through.
Who were some of your favorite Browns players when you were younger?
Well, I hate to date myself, but I mean, we were here in 1964 when the last time the Browns won the NFL championship, and of course Jim Brown and oh my gosh, Leroy Kelly, and then of course coming up with Bernie Kosar was one of my all-time favorites. But I got to meet a lot of the guys and become friends with them, and one guy that was a great friend of mine. He's passed away, Eddie Johnson. You remember the assassin, Eddie Johnson?
There you go.
I'm the guy that gave him a wrestling mask that he actually wore underneath his helmet in a playoff game in Kansas City one year. Got in trouble with Marty Schottenheimer, who was the coach at the time. But, yeah, Eddie Johnson was my all-time favorite.
We're speaking with WWE legend Jerry the King Lawler here on WWE Night at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, live in the Budweiser Brewhouse. King, as a proud Syracuse Orangeman, I'm glad to hear the name Jim Brown
Absolutely.
Come out of your mouth. Let's go back to SmackDown. Now, that's going to be in this building coming up here in just a couple of short weeks. For fans, if they haven't seen WWE live and in person, why should they be a part of that great event?
Well, because if they haven't seen it live and in person, trust me, there's nothing like it. You got to see it. It's like hockey. If you've never seen this live and in person, nothing like it. And the same thing with the WWE. And like I said, it's going to be here April 17th. A lot is going on SmackDown right now. They just had a huge show in Saudi Arabia yesterday, as a matter of fact. And one of the top stars on SmackDown is The Fiend. And all of a sudden, Goldberg came back.
Goldberg, I remember Goldberg.
Goldberg beat The Fiend in Saudi Arabia. He's the new Universal Champion, and he'll be here as the Universal Champion April 17th.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Jerry the King Lawler, it is an honor, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time and for being here tonight.
Love Cleveland.
Glendening spins away from a check, has it in the high slot, waits, and drops off now for Gabe Carlson. Drags, carries down below the goal line, leaves it in the far corner. The Monsters play keep away here, and a shot from Stenlund. They score! Kevin Stenlund, a rip from the left point. The Monsters, they get 2-0. Jock, cue the Harlem Globetrotters music. That was puck possession 101.
Yeah, they were moving the puck around great, and that's great to see Kevin Stenlund get 2 games in a row. You know, I don't wear colorful socks, but if I'm going to get socks, I'm going to get these.
Well, looks like we've got a fight here. A penalty was coming up, and now dropping the gloves, Brian Moore endears himself to the crowd with a big right and a stinging left hook to put down Philip Schlappick. Welcome to Cleveland. He could run for mayor. We'll talk about shootouts if we get to that point. The Monsters in games that have gone past regulation, ended prior to a shootout this year, are 1-1. Milwaukee 2-3 in the same scenarios. And let's go downstairs to ice level now to Kenny Rhoda before overtime.
And guys, not an ideal situation here for the Monsters, considering they're down 2 players from tonight's game, all the players that are already injured, and then the other ones that have been called up to Columbus. So you talk about next man up, it's next men up for the Monsters here tonight in this overtime period. And as you mentioned, more important for them, they need the 2 points more than Milwaukee does right now.
Yeah, you said it, Kenny. I mean, their Monsters are plugging all kinds of holes right now. By the way, Monsters' last overtime game was a 3-2 shootout loss at Laval on December the 10th. December 14th at Chicago, a 3-2 overtime loss for the Admirals. That was their last extra time game. Puck down, we're underway in OT. 3-on-3 overtime. Monsters in white from right to left, Milwaukee in green from left to right. Admirals stalk into the offensive zone. Davies down to the near corner for Freddie Gaudreau. Gaudreau in the far corner, out to the high slot for Davies again. He'll connect now with Carr. Here's Carr into the left circle, loads, shot blocked for Glendening, but Vavalainen made the save on the tipped shot and hung on. That was a tougher save than it might have appeared because Glendening's attempt to block it turned into a tip.
Yeah, good job by Daney getting out high on the top of his crease here. And that puck changes direction, but he's got such good positioning. And the hard part is to hold on to that rebound so that Carr can't, because Carr's going to get by Glendening there.
Monsters have Justin Scott, Dylan Simpson, and Cole Sherwood, I beg your pardon, on the ice. And thanks to Simpson getting into that faceoff dot, Cleveland wins that important defensive zone draw. Possession is 9/10 of success in 3-on-3 overtime. Monsters have it for now. Here's Simpson. Meanwhile, on the ice, Davies, Schneider. For Milwaukee, Monsters set up in the offensive zone. Simpson works it back out towards the point. Connects now, out high. Sherwood left it behind him, recovered, now recoils to center.
Good job by Cole stopping there after the puck bounced on him.
Sherwood in the high slot had it poked away. Now here come the Admirals again. Pitlick leaves it on the right point for Schneider. Back for Rem Pitlick. Pitlick back to Schneider with room, loads, fires, save, Vavalainen covers the rebound. Another big save for a guy who's stepping up huge for the Monsters right now, Jock, Veini Vavalainen.
Well, look how high he is out on top of his crease, taking all the angle away. And he shoots his glove up there and traps it.
Daniel Carr, the reigning AHL MVP, back out. Davies and Frederick Gaudreau. On the other side, Sam Vigneault takes the draw. He's on the ice with Glendening and Derek Barash. Draw controlled by Milwaukee. They don't like the look. They'll keep it in the offensive zone. They'll give it to Carr, right circle. Carr back to the forehand, couldn't get a shot away. Glendening captures, retreats behind the net. Davies takes it away from him. Davies left circle for Milwaukee with 3:15 left in overtime. Knocks it around to the right point. Now retreats to center. He's back in, but onside. According to the linesman, the fans don't agree.
These guys are having a tough game on the lines, I'll tell you that.
Gaudreau sends it all the way back down. The goaltender then, Ingram, fires it to neutral ice. Here's Carr, right circle, lost the handle, regains it, feeds Davies, tries to tuck on Vavalainen, knocked out of midair. Not sure if Veini ever had to get a piece of it or if the defenseman baseballed it back to neutral ice. Tolvanen recovers. Monsters for the moment have Mateau, Fix-Wolansky, and Adam Glendening on the ice. Here's Santini, the defenseman, shoots one, saved by Vavalainen. Picked up there by Tommy Novak. 2.5 to go in overtime, halfway through this 3-on-3 period. In onside, Novak, right circle, cuts towards the front of the net, and Vavalainen dives and poke checks one ahead. It's picked up by Fix-Wolansky, but he recoils. And Glendening will leave it back for Trey once again.
He's exhausted. Glendening's got to get off.
Edmonton native Fix-Wolansky across the line, trying to win it into the slot. Fired Mateau! He scores! Mateau's third point of the night wins it in overtime for Cleveland. A 3-2 final, and the Monsters take down the AHL's top team.
Well, Steph Mateau He's been setting guys up all night. It was his turn to get set up, and a nice play by Trey Fix-Polanski as he spins and finds Mateau, and just another one that just squeezes by Ingram. Just get the puck away quick, and it just squeezes through. And it's a great win here for the Monsters here tonight.
A terrific celebration, too, for Mateau. Leaps in the air as the Monsters do the Lumberjacks proud. In the throwback unis, they win it in dramatic fashion. Mateau in overtime from Fix-Polanski at 3:54 of the extra session. The Monsters back over 500. And who cares about the personnel issues when you take down the American Hockey League's #1 team, the Milwaukee Admirals, the way Cleveland did tonight. Back-to-back big wins, New Year's Eve in Toronto, at home tonight to start 2020 on the right note. This is a serious achievement.